Do it. Do it. I got one. I got one. Oh, little old bass. All right, so today's world, you know, we're all very technique specific. I mean, we've got rods that are for this and baits that are for that, and it's just real niche-y deals, and that's all great and everything. And those baits, those rods, those reels that are designed for that one situation are the best for that situation. But, you know, kind of backing up, going a little bit old school and just keeping it simple, you know, if I could only have a few rods, these would be the rods. I can do so many different things with. And number one, like, I love cranking. That's one of my favorite deals, the Invoker Pro. This is a 7-foot medium action. Well, I like to stay in the low gear ratios, and I'm not gonna say I will never go to a 7-to-1, but I'm a 5-4-to-1 gear ratio. That's when I'm cranking. Most of the times that's what it is. Sometimes I will step up to a 6-4 or a 7-to-1. Typically 5-4 is where I'm at with the crankbait. You know, I crank with this a lot. I throw a fluke, I throw like the sashimi swimmer. I can do so many different things with this rod. I mean, I could even throw like light spoons, like, you know, smaller flutter spoons, blade baits, traps. You could throw a chatterbait on it. Anytime I'm throwing a winding bait with treble hooks, whether it be a crankbait, a jerkbait, a lipless bait, I want a softer rod, more parabolic. You know, it kind of loads up more. You don't take the hooks away from it. When those fish are digging and they come up and jump, whatever it is, the rod can kind of take some of the shock and you don't rip the hooks out as much. This is a rod that, I mean, you can do a lot of stuff with, and I never leave home without several of them. And the essence, this is a 7-foot, extra fast, medium heavy. What I use this rod for is a lot of topwaters, buzzbaits, walking baits, anything like that, but I also use it for a spinnerbait, even some light flipping. Once again, you could throw a flutter spoon on this rod. It's not the best rod for it, but you can get by. Crazy versatile rods. So, you know, those two bait casters there are gonna basically cover anything you really need to do. Coming over to spinning rods, you know, same deal. We got tons and tons of different spinning rods that are for specific applications, and that's where they shine, is that application. But if I could only have two, the Meter Man Special, this is a 6-foot, 10-inch medium light, pretty light action rod. And you know, spinning rod, most of the time you're gonna use light line, small hooks. I use this rod for drop shot, Damiki rig stuff, even like the new hover rig deal. For my really light line and really small baits on the spinning rod, that's where I go to the Meter Man. But then like more of hook set baits, you know, something that like a shaky head, a wacky worm. When you're throwing a shaky head, anything like this, that you've got a little bit bigger hook, a little bigger diameter hook, but also a hook that's rigged weedless. You know, you've got to be able to drive that hook through the plastic. You know, the kind of shaky, obviously it was designed for a shaky head. It's got a little bit more power. It's a medium action instead of a medium light, a little bit longer, 7-1. You're gonna be able to take up a little bit more line. So with those two rods, you've got the really light stuff and you've got a little bit more power, a little bit more hook setting power. I can get by with those two rods on the spinning, these two rods on the casting, cover pretty much any situation I want to.